What's going on, Cats fans? Welcome back to PostGame Live. After the mighty Geelong Football Club has somehow conjured, let's call it 80 points. It was 78 points, but let's call it 80 points. An absolute smashing of the Fremantle Dockers, the experts in the heat, apparently, from WA. Wasn't good enough for the Cats on our home deck, round 1, 2025. And surely Geelong is the premiership favourites after one round of footy. Surely. I've got a bunch of Cats fans ready to go in the green room. Want to have a chat about the game. Goodness me. I'm sure there'll be a bit of love for Bailey Smith out there today. I'd love to hear your 3-2-1s in the comments. Make sure you've got to have Bailey in the top three, surely. But before I get into our first guest, and he is someone that you know pretty well, I'll just do a quick shout out for Cyril Cook Florist. Don't forget to use the promo code GOCATS for 20% off online purchases for your flowers. And very excited, very excited to announce the sponsor of Post-Game Live in 2025 is Shannon Pizza on Shannon Ave. The best pizza in town. I've loved Shannon Pizza since I was a little tacker. They've been around since 1987. They still do that sort of thing where they put on about 4 inches of ham on top, but they don't do those, those little round boxes they used to have. Anyway, they don't have them anymore. But yeah, Shannon Pizza are on board with Post Game Live in 2025, and I am lucky enough. I am very pleased to be able to say. I'm giving away free pizza every week on Post Game Live for the best caller or comment, either or. And if you don't live in Geelong, that's okay, because I'm sure you'll make the trip down this way, or I'm sure you've got some family or friends down this way. You might want to gift it to someone possibly, but there is a free large pizza on offer every single week on Post Game Live. Now, if you want to be a guest on Post Game Live tonight, as I said, I've got 4 people in the green room, some people you know quite well. Maybe one that you don't know that well yet, but you may in the coming months. But if you do want to be a guest on Post Game Live, there's the link. I will post the link in the chat as well. Now, I've got, as I said, 4 people on at the moment. We do have a hard finish time of about 6:45 tonight, because I've got some family time planned, or partner time at least planned for tonight. So that'll be by priority after 6:45 tonight. But yes, use the QR code on the screen there. I will post it in the comments now for the link. Be patient. There's a few people here. We'll get to you when we can. But yes, let us know your 3-2-1s in the votes. 3-2-1s for your votes for the best players on the ground for the Catters. Don't care about Freo at all. But let's hear that. Now, let's get the man you know, the man you love, and a little mini man as well. I think he's with him at the moment. Let's bring him on. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Paul James. G'day, Paul.
Howdy all. How are we?
How's your volume going? Are you still muted,
I'm getting
Paul?
my ears blown out by you, but am
Or
I
is it just
coming
me?
through
I
okay?
cannot hear a word you're saying. Oh, this is going really well.
Nothing yet?
No, it's probably me, Paul. It's probably me. I'll shut up and let you talk. I'll try and figure out my audio
Any better now?
situation.
We got anything going now?
No, just keep talking, Paul. I don't know if anyone else can hear him in the chat.
I'll
But
waffle on. Hopefully people can hear me. It's certainly coming. It looks like it's working on my end. And I don't even know if people can hear me or not. Can someone in the chat let me know if you can actually hear me or not?
it's getting better.
Is it working?
Yep. My end. My fault.
Ben, the chat keeps saying you need to turn the song off.
We've got to play the song all day long, but yeah, that's because I couldn't hear it.
Right.
Anyway, we're off to a cracker. Fire away, Paul.
Okay, so good to be on board. As you alluded to, little man in the back. Give everyone a wave, Noah. So I guess before, I know you're going to have questions, I guess, about my thoughts of the game, and I'll do a full reaction video somewhere down the line. I'm also going down Shannon Street right now and only drove past Shannon Pizza a few minutes ago. I promise that's not an extra plug. It's just coincidence. But I just wanted to shout out everyone from kind of the Hoops Crew viewing base who I bumped into today. There must have been 15 to 20 people. I know you came across a few as well, and people were stopping and shaking hands and introducing themselves. It was really, really nice. I guess the thing that I took away most from today, outside of the Cats are awesome and we're going to win a flag this year, is also just the high quality of person that we have in our community. So thank you to everyone who kind of stuck their nose by, said hi, introduced themselves. Super respectful of the fact that obviously I had Noah here with me, said hi to him as well. You're all amazing. Thank you all so much for that. But
Yeah,
Ben,
good crowd for that.
Let's talk about the game. Where do you want to lead us?
Don't talk about the third quarter. I'm sure we'll get some people on a bit later on that will want to talk all about the third quarter. But
Where's Lucas?
He's apparently got a couple of things saved up for us later in the show, apparently. So we'll get him on a bit later. There you go. Big screen.
Yeah, sorry, I've got to keep it vertical for the sake of this, so apologies for that. Look, I mean, you say don't talk about the third quarter, and obviously there's plenty of reasons to not talk about the third quarter. I think the thing that impressed me most, though, is how we ultimately responded to it. That subtitle needs to get out. Like, you need to get rid of that subtitle. There's a narrative here that you're forming. I don't like it. Anyway, the way, like, obviously we were pretty comprehensively beaten in that third quarter, but the way they were able to stop, reflect, reset, and play the game properly at that point really, really impressed me. From the moment that first bounce in the fourth quarter led off with Atkins, Dangerfield, and Smith, you knew they weren't messing around anymore. Not that I think they were before, but I think it was, okay, let's get the known commodities in. Let's not take any risks with your Nevets and the young blokes who are still kind of learning their craft. Let's go with tier one and try and blow this mob out of the water, which they did. I mean, there was about 4 or 5 minutes there where it was a bit of momentum killing sort of play, kind of chipping the ball around, slow, methodical. Then they got that first goal on the board and went for it. I was really impressed in terms of how they responded specifically in that last quarter. Would have liked for there to be a response earlier on in the third and not allow, was it 7 goals to 1 in the end, or 8 goals to 1?
Oh, something like that. I'm just gonna pull it up the summary now at my end anyway.
Like, it wasn't good enough, I think, in that respect. I'm going to try and flick it back onto my Bluetooth so everything's working. So bear with me for a second. But it's
6 goals.
Yeah, I was really impressed by that response in the last quarter. Sorry, how many goals did you say in the
6 goals, but they kicked it. It felt like 7 because they did kick one with about a second to go in the second quarter. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't ideal that we let a debutant get 4 consecutive goals in the match. Wasn't crazy about that playing out. But yeah, I think there's a lot to like about the game. I think they'll do their due diligence and they'll reflect upon what did and didn't work in that third and how they can, I guess, respond to a team who gets on a run like that. And ultimately, in that scenario, we got killed by one small forward and the midfield who just couldn't get their hands on it for a while.
It's funny, the debutant, what's his name? Heath, what's his name? I can't remember his name, Heath Murphy or something.
Yeah, I don't know. As well.
Anyway.
But, I mean, he looks the sort. He did really well.
Yeah, no, he's going to be okay. He was warming up in front of us, running laps in front of the Foxtel crew on the boundary line. And I was saying I said to my partner, should we give him shit? God, it's like, oh no, he's a young fella. Let him go. Just let him play. But I felt like it. But then maybe I should have got in his head a little bit. Said a couple of things to him because he tore us apart.
What's he going to do? Oh no, it's Ben from the Hoops crew getting in my ear. What am I going to do?
Oh no, yeah, that's the thing. It just shattered his confidence. Big celebrity.
Murphy Reid, as Jackie says in the comments. Murphy Reid.
There you go. That's right. Murphy Reid. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So good. The Freo fans loved him. All 10 of them that were there today. Now, to be fair, I did hear the Freo chants a little bit. What happened in the standing room area or the Selwood stand? I didn't hear them very loud today. Were they asleep or something? What happened?
Yeah, I don't think there was much going on. I think Jake and his team were making too much noise behind the stand during half time and ran out of tickets during the third quarter to spend.
Gee, not good enough. Not good enough. So for those that don't know, Paul does love his Ninja Turtle pajamas, and I think he's got a set for Noah as well. So they both rock around with the Ninja Turtle pajamas.
You don't have Ninja Turtle pajamas, do you, mate?
What's your favourite TV show, Noah?
Go on, lean across and talk, big voice.
What is it?
Does that come through? You said Spidey.
No. Okay, nice. I know Dad's very excited about
Love
The
himself
Last of
some
Us.
Spider-Man.
Last of Us season 2 out soon, Paul. I know this is a cat show, but I know you're excited about that. You
Very,
can
very
chat about
excited.
TV and movies on the Discord.
Yeah, we'll save it for there. And certainly it won't be a show that I'm putting Noah in front of. That's for sure.
Definitely not. Let's talk about. I mean, I'll let you go first, Paul, because I know everyone will want to talk about the fella Bailey Smith. Early thoughts on Bailey Smith. One game into his career at the Cats, but surely he's the Brownlow favourite at this point.
Look, I think he'll redevelop his touch. Like, I think there was some fumbly moments from time to time, mild ones, nothing significant, but some mild cases of the fumbles along the way. And I think that he'll lift that disposal efficiency from about the 70% that he was in to 80, 90 in the next few weeks. That'll all just come with the fact that he's been out of footy for a year. Bear with me here. I'm kind of on the outskirts of the city now, so it's going to start. The reception might start to tumble in quality a bit. Just kill me
Right.
from the call if you need to. But yeah, I think the reality is, the crazy reality is, he's only going to get better and better. Which says a lot considering the mid-30s disposals he got in the end.
I think it was about 32. Obviously got the goal late, which was amazing. Everyone loved that. I thought it was a bit of a soft 50 that he got to get the goal, but I wasn't complaining. But yeah, 32. What did he get? 32 touches.
In the moment, I thought it was a bit of a dog act from whoever the Freo player was. Like, it was absolutely unnecessary contact. Was it forceful enough? I don't know. I couldn't tell really from where I was, but certainly the actual move itself, I didn't think was appropriate or necessary. So I had no concerns when he got given 50, but I couldn't actually, from where I was, I couldn't tell how severe the contact was.
No, we'll take it no matter what. So yeah, 32, a goal, 5 tackles and 7 clearances, and nearly 700 metres gained in about 80 minutes of footy. 80% of the game time.
Yeah, good. That's an awesome start. I'm gonna, because I feel like there's probably some legal obligation I've got to the Geelong Football Club at least to do this now. Mitch Nevitt, crazy good. I was really, really happy with what he did in terms of. I think there was a few things. Obviously, some of the tackle pressure was brilliant from him, but some of those just taps to advantage and how clean he was picking the ball up off the ground at different stages. All this talk about him during the off season, I think he showed straight away what everyone was talking about. I was really impressed. I don't know if statistically it was the best game in the world that he'll ever put together, but he was just really clean. There was one touch football from him, which I really, really appreciated.
He was doing a lot of the hard stuff as well. Things that maybe wasn't as sexy, wasn't going to get a lot of, on the stat sheet, probably not as much, even though he did fill it up reasonably well. I was just commenting to my partner that, he was doing a lot of the things that you really want him to do and, tackling. And he did drop a mark there, which was unlike him. We know he's got the vice-like grip. Normally clunks those ones, but I thought he was great. I think he'd be very happy with that. I know the coaches and his teammates will be over the moon, wrapped for him. It's what he really needed to do. We hope, all of us hope, that he's the new Ollie Dempsey in 2025. He just starts the season strong and then just carries it through the whole year. Hopefully he does. Get around him. Now, did you give me a 3-2-1 earlier? Because you're not going to win a pizza, Paul. By the way, you can't win the pizza. No one from the Hoops crew is allowed to win, or any family members. Sorry, Noah. But did you have a 3-2-1?
Not yet. Let me deliver a 3-2-1 a little bit later on. Smith for 3, 2 for. I might even actually go as far as say Sam De Koning, who obviously had moments where you could see he was still learning the ropes as a ruckman. I know was waving around his little Sam De Koning bobblehead that he got today.
Oh, wow.
And one. Oh, geez, I don't know who gets the one. I'm feeling like a defender. I might go with Jack Henry. He was really important in the way he kind of intercepted quite a few plays at different stages throughout the game. He might get the one for me. Without having really looked through the data to kind of back up my eye test, that's my 3-2-1 for now.
That's fair. That's fair. Sorry, no pizza for you, but maybe just see if I don't know what's for dinner tonight on the way home. But should have dropped by Shannon Pizza, Paul. You could have been a hero walking through the door after a Cats win and some Shannon Pizza under your arm, or maybe not under your arm.
I'm sure people would be stoked when I get home an hour and a half from now with a cold pizza.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Chuck it in the microwave.
I'll have to make sure I pop in when I'm here for a day trip. I might make sure that I swing by Shannon Pizza.
Next Cats game. All right, we got a full board. Well, not a full board anyway, but I got Ben who's waiting to come on. Not another Ben, but mate, I will look forward to hearing your match reaction whenever that drops, whether it's tomorrow morning or tonight. It's always fun. They always. It's always nice after a win, but it's always nice when you get a little bit grumpy after a loss too. So no matter how it goes, it's a must watch.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get that reaction tonight, and it'll be out tomorrow morning. And then of course make sure everyone watching to tune in again tomorrow night for the Paul James Show live at 8:30. So I'll be back on again there to talk more about the game.
And Paula did insist we call it the Paul.
That way.
You did say we had to call it the Paul James Show, so I relented after a summer of Paul just hounding me about the name of the show. I said, "All right, we'll call it the Paul James Show. If that'll make you feel happy, we'll go with that." All right, mate. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for jumping on. Drive safe. Go Cats, Noah.
So go Cats, Noah.
Hey, there he goes. All right. My name is not Shannon Pizza. My name is Benny. All right, now, another Ben. I don't have a special graphic for you ready yet, Ben, but it is coming. Don't worry. I'll bring it soon. Here he is, Ben Harris, a good friend of the Hoops crew, and let's hear what he's got to say. Welcome, Ben.
Hello, how's it going? Just a few things beforehand. Well done to everyone for turning out today, but I thought the crowd could have been a bit better. It did look a bit empty in a few places, so come on, fans, let's turn out. We've got a great team to watch. And as well, maybe the theme song. I don't think we run with that again.
The stand up and fight.
Yeah, we've never had that before. I don't know why we've introduced it now. Just go back to the old one. Yeah,
it's not great.
It's not great. It's not great to sing after a win.
Do you know what was weird? When Jezza kicked the goal and then the siren went at the end of the fourth and they played the Jezza song. Like, hang on, what's going on here?
Jeremy Cameron's music song or whatever.
I didn't like that. That. Oh. All right, I want to hear your thoughts. On the first half, and then I guess the second half was kind of two parts in its own, wasn't it? But I want to let you unpack it a little bit. What do you think about the game? Clearly, we've had a shot at the crowd. I've had a shot at the Selwood stand. I think they can do a lot better. But what do you think about the game?
Oh yeah, I thought we were great, except for the third quarter, of course. But yeah, the second quarter, at the end of the first quarter, that's when we really started to start our attack and stuff, and then it just led into the second quarter, and we were great. And yeah, we definitely deserved the margin that we won by in the end.
78 points, and it got to within 21. I think
it's 21 in three-quarter time.
And then the Cats, for those that weren't at the ground, I'm not sure if they were showing it on TV, but the Cats went under the grandstand and, I don't know, the change rooms and must have had some...
Yeah, they did that at quarter time and three-quarter time for some reason. I'm not sure why. That never happens.
Did they have some Zupa-Dupas or... I don't know what they were doing, but it worked. Kicked 10 goals. What did we kick in the last quarter? 10 goals.
Oh, yeah, last quarter was crazy.
Oh, man. That was like that. Oh, it was a few years ago now, but we played Hawthorn once. I think we kicked 10 or 11 goals in the...
Yeah, Easter Monday a couple of years ago.
Easter Monday, 10 goals, 3. So who missed a shot on goal? Come on. 10 goals, 3 in that last quarter to 1 solitary goal from the Dockers. Absolutely smashed them. All the talk through the week about how the Dockers are going to love the heat, how it's all suited for them, but... this Victorian weather, goodness me, if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, get out, I reckon.
I thought so too. And maybe just another bit on the crowd as well. Got to get a bit more atmosphere, I reckon. Like there was a Freo chant rolling around the stadium, like at Kardinia Park. Like, come on, the people in the Selwood stand sitting. I think they need to lift.
Yeah, we're going to have a crack at the people in the Selwood stand. They're normally, and I only have, and I say this with love. If you're in the Selwood stand, I say it with love. I'm talking about the people in the standing room area that are up and about and have had 10 beers. You are the ones that really bring the energy normally, but I didn't feel it today. I did not feel it. So sorry to have a crack. Yeah. But then
we're really like how corporate fans are. They just sit there and clap like, oh, great mark. What a goal. Just tiny claps.
If we did the Mexican wave today, which it felt like a cricket crowd, if we did the Mexican wave, I reckon the standing room would just sort of sit there and sort of cross their arms. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm better than that. Absolutely better than that. Did you get to go to the game today? Sorry if you already said that.
I went to the game, yeah. Got sitting in my new reserve seats. I've never had reserve seats before, but I've got reserve seats for the first 6 games in the Selwood stand on the second level. So it's a good viewing spot from up there.
So you're one of the guilty people in the Selwood stand. Oh, because it was the second level that doesn't count. It's got to be the...
Yeah, I'm not in the standing area where I get pissed and come up with chants and...
They were quiet today. I think everyone was too hot. Did you handle the heat well? Did you stay to the end? Because I know a lot of people left, couldn't handle the heat.
I stayed till this. You got to always stay till the end.
I think Freo left for the time.
Exactly, and it wasn't too hot. Like earlier in the week, they were saying it's gonna be like 37. I think it was only about 28 in the end. It was still pretty warm, of course, but yeah, it was fine.
When the sun was just beating down, because it was overcast for most of the day, but the sun would just beat down, and you're like, oh, I just need to get some relief. We got up and refilled the water bottles a couple of times. That was necessary. And then I sort of spent halftime under the Selwood stand. I was actually in the Selwood stand at halftime. Got over and caught up with Paul James and little Noah, his son Noah, at halftime, and saw a bunch of the guys from Lockie Miller and Ripper and Fipper. Check out Ripper and Fipper. I think we might possibly be debuting on their YouTube channel this week if we've made the cut. I don't know. We was on the camera for a little bit, so that'll be nice. Gave out a couple of stickers, Hoops Crew stickers, which is nice. Still got a few in my pocket, but gave a few of those out. But it was a hot one, mate. Hopefully. That's the last hot one for 2025.
Yeah, probably the only game of the year you'll go to wearing shorts. So
yeah, let's hope so. I don't mind rugging up in the middle of winter and having a bit of a run. Now, I think, if you don't mind, I haven't prepped you for this in advance, but I am keen to kind of put you on the spot a little bit and just sort of let our viewers know that we are pretty keen on you doing a little bit of watch-along stuff. So hopefully we'll find a game at some stage in the next little while. Probably, I think we're looking at an interstate game, weren't we, where most Cats fans can't get to the game, but why not maybe watch along, bit of a watch party. So that'll be exciting for us and hopefully for you as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, most people probably can't go and have sort of someone to commentate the game with and let their feelings out if they want and stuff. So yeah, it'd be good.
What kind of a footy watcher are you? Are you someone that sits back and is very generous with Geelong mistakes? Are you critical of umpires? Or are you just like every time, Geelong stuffs up, you're just ready to tear up your 6-seat membership kind of thing? Or...
only if the game is like tense is when I sort of get a bit probably tense myself. Yeah. I'm not really the type of yeller as well. Maybe for the stream I'll put on a bit, but
at about 20%.
Yeah. But no, I'm pretty quiet, I'd say. But yeah, I think but the stream will definitely be great though, and to get some experience.
Definitely. And look, if it's a one goal in it, Cats are in front, and it's down the opposition's end in the last 30 seconds of the game. I hope you get up and about a little bit. I hope,
I'll be.
I hope you don't sort of just, you just get lose yourself a little bit in the moment there, like Eminem does every now and then. Just lose yourself and bring a bit of energy there. But that'll be good. We haven't got a fixed date yet. We're still working on some graphics and how we're going to make all this stuff work. But that'll be something to look forward to. So show Ben a little bit of love in the chat because, I guess we'll probably iron out a few twigs. I'm still ironing things out myself. For those that were watching at the start of the show, I had the Cats song playing for about 4 times in a row because I couldn't hear it because I didn't have the audio set up working properly. But, we'll work out some things. So that'll be exciting. Did you do your 3, 2, 1s in the votes yet? And if you have, can you read them out anyway?
No, I'll do it now. I'll say 3 votes, probably to Smith. Like a few he had 32 touches. They probably weren't like all the greatest touches. A few were a bit in the contest and like rushed and a few mistakes, but that's fine. It's like his first game in like 600 days, so it's always going to happen. And in the heat as well, might have affected. But he was great though. 2 votes. Sorry, you go.
Oh, you go.
I'll give 2 votes to Jack Henry. I thought he was really good. It looks like he's had a great preseason. I think he had 14 marks, I read, and a few contested as well, which was great.
He was good. 1 vote?
And then 1 vote. I'll probably give it to De Koning. I don't think we had too many players that sort of like stood out in the stats. It was more of just like a team effort and stuff, which was great. And I'll give it to De Koning because people can say whatever about De Koning, but every time he's in the ruck, his stats on paper actually like look good. Every time. So I think he's. I think he'll be good for the ruck for now, and we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. And let's just wait it out.
He's gonna have better games. And he's gonna have some maybe not so good games. But he's got a long way to go. And Chris Scott said it in a presser I think it was during the week, where, I think you've just got to get games into him now in this type of role, and hopefully it pays dividends in 2 or 3 years' time. He's going to keep putting muscle on. He's still quite young. What would he be? 23, 24 or something like that. So his prime ruck years still far away. And look, if we get lucky enough to have Toby Conway put some injuries behind him and become an absolute star of the game, it's a big if still, to be fair.
He'll be up against one of the best rucks next week in Marshall, so I think we'll learn a lot from him there. Yeah.
Are you feeling... it's early days, 1 game in, and we haven't even seen St Kilda play yet, but what are your early thoughts on that game?
We've lost the last 3 against St Kilda at Marvel. So it can be a bit daunting, but I think if today we just played the way we should, played the way we did, we should come away with the win. Yeah, but wouldn't get too confident. We should be confident after today, definitely. But it's just, as they say, keep a lid on it. I think we'll win. I think we'll win though next week, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm so glad that we're doing post-game live after a win, because I was getting a little bit nervous, I must admit.
This could have been a disaster.
Could have been a disaster.
I thought on Thursday night with Terry's fan cams that YouTube would take it off after 3 people and Terry's whole channel would be deleted.
Yep. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he fronted up.
I don't know how no one lost their shit on that.
It wasn't a happy place. And myself and Paul and you as well, clearly, I was there with popcorn in hand, ready to see them tear the place down.
I did watch it. I thought, but then I turned it off like a few minutes in, because every time I feel like I watch the Broad fan cams after I have a bad loss, we always like lose our next game. So I just turned it off because I didn't want that curse.
Nah, I nearly cursed the Cats today because when I'm watching the TV and Geelong's not playing, I find myself just, without knowing it, I'm humming along to the song that, the Port Adelaide song or the Collingwood song or whatever. That other part of my brain's just in autopilot. Freo's running out, and I start humming along to the Freo song, probably one of the worst songs there is. And my wife's like, "What are you doing?" Because I do. She just gives me this dirtiest look every time, and so I've done it again. And that's usually the curse because I did it a couple of times late last year, and we lost some games we shouldn't have lost. So never again. I need to just have a
It's kind of annoying, when you like lose against a team but they actually have a good theme song and you kind of like vibe along to the song a bit, like a GWS or Richmond who have good songs and you just hear it at the end.
Yep, definitely. All right, mate. Well, I've got a couple others in the chat. There's plenty more opportunities if anyone wants to jump on. I've just put the links in the chat. I don't think Paul's watching. I'll try and post the link again now, just quickly, if I can, if it lets me do it. Beautiful. If you want to jump on, we've got about 3 or 4 others in the chat at the moment, so you might have a little bit of a wait, but jump on. Ben, I'm excited. The Cats won, but I'm also excited to...
And the way we won.
But I'm very excited to have you do some watch-alongs for us in 2025. That'll be exciting and something for us to look forward to when we play some interstate games this year. So, we'll chat. We'll keep chatting and we'll figure that out, and we'll hopefully get confirm a day soon for that to start off. And hopefully everyone watching in the chat now joins that one. And we'll see what you're like when the pressure's on. Because when the Cats are... as I said, in a close game, we'll see. We might see a side of you that maybe we haven't seen on Post Game Live
yet. Thanks, Benny. I think I might actually watch a few of some former like AFL streams, like Pommy. You know how Pommy does it for board. I might watch a few of those to kind of see how to do it and stuff, and how to engage, and not be kind of boring, and how to engage the audience.
He had a little blow-up doll at one point. I don't know if it was a blow-up doll, but he had something. He used to hug it it was his comfort toy. Pommy, if you're watching, I love you.
The other night, he wasn't happy with Nick Haynes.
Oh.
He was not happy.
No, the fans weren't happy with Nick Haynes.
He didn't appear on there. He didn't appear on the fan cams after. Usually he's the first one. He didn't appear at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, but maybe because his channel's getting quite big now, so maybe he's just focusing on his own channel. So that might be the way that stuff happens. So eventually, Paul James will get too big, and he'll probably want to leave. Happens. We're not paying him enough, and he's cracked it. Wants more control, and we're just holding him back, and he'll just go his own way. And
it'll probably happen with their names lost me. Who's the father and daughter?
Oh, they're in the chat. Brendan, Bianca, and Declan. Fan of the year.
Yeah,
fan of the year, Bianca.
As well. Yeah,
fan of the year. Declan's coming hard for the title too, by the way, Bianca. So I think they're on next. So we'll get them on, mate. Always a pleasure. I think this is your second or third time on Post Game Live. Is that right? Or have I missed
probably
one
about that? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yep. So hopefully we'll get you on a couple more times throughout the year. Well, you're always welcome every week, but and I will get a graphic ready for you for next time because I haven't got one for you yet. So, but yeah, you've earned it now. You've broken your duck. You've the third time now, so you should have had one. I should have had one ready to go. But anyway, thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks, Benny. Go Cats.
Go the mighty Cats. All right. Now, if you want, as I said, to go in and for the chance to win a large pizza, please feel free to call up. I have posted the link in the chat a couple of times, so it is there. Jump on board. I've got a couple more callers sitting in the wings waiting at the moment. Now, you don't have to turn your camera on. You don't actually have to. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I listen to YouTube a lot, so while I'm doing other stuff. So, the visuals are great. I mean, you might want to just look at this face all day long, but you might not. And so, yes, if you want to come on, but you don't want to show your face, that's fine. Just make sure your microphone's on. That's probably the most important part. Here's the graphic again if you want to do that. All right, let's get the 2024 Fan of the Year on. And let me just make sure I have got the thing ready to go. Oh, they're excited. They're very excited. Bianca's here. Hello, Bianca. Hello, Declan. Hello, Dad.
How's it going? And he's up here.
Good. Very, very good. Let's hear your thoughts on the game. And I'm going to put you on the full screen here.
Yeah. No, very happy with the overall result.
78-point victory.
I'm glad there wasn't a camera on me at 3/4 time because I was absolutely furious. It was in one quarter. It wasn't even one quarter. It was about 10 minutes. Just,
Murphy Reed kicked 4 goals in 10 minutes. How?
I don't
How
know.
does Debutant do that?
Murphy's Law. I
How?
don't know. I
How?
don't know.
But but then it was a really, really good last quarter. So we're back happy again. So they just kept us in check a little bit in the third quarter. Didn't get us over the top. We I was already lining up for premiership grand final tickets at halftime, but then
It's round 1.
I know, but now it's
We get a little carried away though, don't we? When the Cats have a nice win early, and it's so much better when the Cats start the season 1-0. You feel a bit more optimistic going into the year, but it's the opposite effect when you lose the first one. You think, oh, what's the point? Who cares? And everything just sort of.
You've got to win you got to win that first one, because then the next week you sit there and you go, geez, if we lose to St Kilda, we're going to be 0-2. And then we got to play Brisbane. And then it's like, oh, the pressure starts mounting. So, it's a good win. It's really nice. So many good signs there. Good positives. I think O'Sheen's had a tough last 2 games on 2 rookies. He got Kako 2 weeks ago, and then he got Murphy Reed this week. It's like, oh, geez. So just tighten up a little bit. No negativity, just tighten up a little bit.
No. There'll be negativity, but negativity a little bit later on. Lucas is coming off the long run a little bit later, he said. So he's saving it for a little bit later in the show. If he makes it. He's not in the chat yet, but if he makes it. But look, there'll be a lot of Cats fans, myself included, that was very disappointed with the way Geelong played in that third quarter. But we were also saying in that third quarter, the people around us, that maybe Freo were just firing their best shot, and because they had nothing to lose at that point. So could they do it for another half an hour? That was probably the big question. And clearly they couldn't. Clearly they ran out of petrol tickets, and the Cats just steamrolled them in that fourth quarter. Yeah. Thoughts, Declan? Have you got any thoughts for us, Declan, on who did you like? Who's your favourite player today?
Who was your favourite today?
Bailey Smith. Yeah.
I wonder why.
He got 32 disposals, man.
You got this here?
He was amazing.
Oh, and we got this in the back here.
Whose is that? Oh, that one. Oh, we got the scarf. I read him. Have we? You said you saw some good signs. Did you? Have you got any new signs to debut at all?
I have. Yeah, we've got a Bailey Smith. I haven't cut it up yet, but I've got a Bailey Smith ready to go. But we couldn't because of the Bianca and Declan had netball this morning, because we weren't going to be able to get to Geelong in time. So they finished their game pretty much halfway through the first quarter.
And we cooked.
So had we had they had the game at 2:00 or 2:30, we would have definitely been there, and I would have been able to show it off. But we'll get there. We'll get to
a game.
We'll get hopefully next week. Marvel Stadium.
St Kilda game. The St Kilda game. Is that is there a milestone game for someone next week? I know it was probably would have been College Asney's 200th, but he's not playing for a little bit now with the groin injury. Yeah. Bianca, did you make some notes for today? Have you got any notes? Do you want to go through them?
Fire away.
I want to go first. So I want to talk about Sam DeConning and how he had a big impact in the game. So he had 25 disposals, 18 hitouts, and 1 goal. And I liked our ball movement. Like, there was this one time in the fourth quarter where we got the clearance. Out to Jack Clark. He got it to Patrick Dangerfield, and we got a simple goal. And I thought Nevitt had a really good pressure. He tackled, and it's mostly got holding the balls.
Yep.
Got lots of balls, yeah.
No, they were all good. Was Dad's mentioned Oisin Mullen, maybe someone that wasn't great, but it's hard to pick on players when you have a 78-point win. You try not to do that, but there's always going to be some improvement. And I guess the good thing, it's a bit like playing a bad netball game, but your team wins, you probably still think of something I could do better next time. And then, that always helps. So hopefully the Cats will go away and not feel too satisfied with themselves. Like, when you have a really big win and you think, we're the best in the world, but the Cats will probably go away from this one and go, there's some problems. Yeah. We had some problems there, and we probably need to fix that and figure some things out. And maybe there'll be someone in the VFL that played really well today that deserves a chance in this team. So I'm not sure. Mitch Duncan, maybe. Dare I say Mitch Duncan gets a chance at some point?
Yeah, I think he will. I'd say he'll come in pretty soon. They want to get him to 300, so I think he will. I think they said Jack Martin's going to be like, they're not going to consider Jack Martin for the first 4 weeks. I think it was.
Why?
Really?
They built him up. Yeah, I think Chris Scott said around round 4 to round 6. That's when they'll consider him for selection. So they obviously have a plan for him. So they're building him up. So, but yeah.
He played a half in the VFL. I don't know. I can't remember who posted it. I think Ben Cameron. I might have got that wrong, but from the Addy, he was posting. He was at the VFL at Deakin Uni this morning. Might have posted they played a half and was running laps with Sean Manor, who also played a half, the first half. So
there's Manor, another one.
Yeah, we've got Manor to come back next week, maybe.
Yeah,
bit of speed, bit of energy, some tackling, some nice couple of goals. That'd be nice. Manna from heaven. Beautiful. I love that one. All right. Who wants to start with their 3-2-1s? Who wants to go first? Bianca had her hand up first. She's probably very good in school like that. Hand up.
So, my 3 goes to Bailey Smith. My 2 goes to Jezza Cameron. And my 1 is shared. I have 2 people for my 1s.
Okay.
Ollie Henry and Sam DeConning.
Ooh. Yep. Fair enough. There's going to be some unlucky players. I'm going to have to scroll through the notes a little bit later on and maybe listen back to come up with a 3-2, or probably the best 4 players on the ground, because I'll do the poll on Twitter a bit later tonight. It'd be interesting to see. I always get in trouble, Bianca and Declan, when I do a poll on Twitter and I forget to put someone in there, or someone doesn't agree that someone else should have been in the top 4. I always get in trouble for that, but I'll go by what the chat says tonight is how I'll do it. Who did you like, Declan? And who's your favourite Geelong player of all time, Declan?
Who's your favourite Geelong player?
Sean Manor.
Say it louder.
Sean Manor.
Sean Manor, very good. How are your top teeth coming along? Are they growing back yet?
He lost the top and the bottom now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's losing the ball.
And who is Sean Manor didn't play today, but who are the best players for you today?
Top 3. Give us your 3-2-1.
So 3 goes to Bailey, the 2nd goes to Ollie, and the 1 goes to Jezza.
Jezza, yeah. Jezza did well to kick some goals in the 4th quarter there. Remember what did you do for us lately? And Jezza went very, very, very well. Took some good marks in the 4th quarter.
Just went.
Yeah, should have got a 50. I thought he got hammered in one contest, and I thought he was ready to sort of point the way like he likes to do when he gets a 50-metre penalty. Just take me to the goal square, umpire. But he's probably marked it in the goal square already. Brendan, any differences with your 3-2-1s on that one?
Mine are different. I got I'll give Bailey Smith the 3, but I'm going Lawson Humphreys for the 2.
Ooh,
I don't hear anyone talk about Lawson, but I think he was just really clean with it again. I love it. I love having him in the team. And I'll go Sam DeConning 1 as well.
Wow.
But I want to see him still do a bit more. His ruck work, I want to see him improve a bit more, because he battled a bit with
But he got
Jackson.
18 hit outs.
He did, but Jackson, I think, had 33.
How do you think he's going to go with Ron Marshall?
Well, he's going to have to improve. So if he wants to get the 2 votes next week, he's got to get a few more hit outs against Rowan Marshall. But I'll give him the 1, because he was good, and that goal was really, really nice too.
It just went the snap. Just go.
Yeah, so I think there's definitely some real like a lot of potential in the ruck for him. Like I remember when he played on his brother last year, and everyone was talking up his brother. Like his brother was rated the number 1 player on the ground, but Sam was actually rated number 2. So maybe there is something there. Maybe he could actually eventually become like a really good ruckman. So, but
I hope so. He's not passing the eye test for me just yet. The stats are really good.
Yes.
But I can't ignore the fact that we were getting smashed in the third quarter there. Look, I'm very happy for him. I think he took another step today in his development, which was fantastic. I think a lot of people, and probably umpires as well, may have Luke Jackson in the votes for best on ground. Maybe not the best on ground, but should be getting Brownlow votes. Maybe I'm just saying it. I thought he was the one that stood out to me a lot today. All over the ground, looked pretty good. So, but yeah, I think step in the right direction for DK. Did some fantastic things. So good on him. Beautiful. Well, Declan, I'm going to have to update the graphic so that because I've just got Bianca Fan of the Year. I might have to do one that says Declan favourite for the 2025 Fan of the Year. I might have to do something like that. And Bianca won't like that, but because she probably wants to go back to back. Back to back.
Oh, there we go. They're going to be battling now. She's filthy.
Oh, no, turn the camera off.
She's filthy now and he's ready. That's it.
Oh,
the rivalry's on.
He's coming for it. He's coming for the title. All right. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the replay. I'm sure I will be giving it another run in the morning while we're having our wheat picks. That's always fun after a win. Never watch the replay when you lose. Watch it when you win.
What do we say?
Go Cats!
Go Cats. Thanks, guys. All right. Oh, no, you're on the full screen. There you go.
You're still on the video.
All right. See ya. Very good. Very good. Oh, dear. All right. Now, I've got Kiri in the chat, ready to come. And I will get to some comments. I'll get through Kiri, and if anyone else wants to jump in, by all means, here's the link. Or the link there is again. I'll pull up the QR code if you want to jump in. There's the link as well. There's no one behind Kiri at the moment, so it's very clear. You'll probably be able to jump on. Depends on how long Kiri stays on for you. Maybe you'll talk, but maybe he won't. We don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Now I've got it. Have I got his graphic? Yeah, I've got the graphic read up. I might have tweaked it a little bit. Here he is. Kiri, how you going?
G'day, Ben. Before I like to talk about the game, I do have to agree. There was some empty seats at Cadidia Park today. Well, I think I don't want to go to conspiracy theory, all of that, but I just think because of the hot weather, a lot of people decided not to go to the game. And I believe games at Cadidia Park or GMHBA, however you want to call it, I think that should just be twilight or nighttime games. You know, like what's wrong with pushing the game back another couple of hours? You get with the broadcasting rights, it overlaps games anyway. And we've got the light towers, you know, let's just bloody use them. I mean, if you want to do a game with a red pill in the middle of the day, don't do it in the first week of March. You set up for disaster. Just do it, you know, in May, June, July, August, whatever, when it's, you know, cold. But not at this time. And you know, and people are probably going to say to me, poor Geelong, you know, they want this, they want that. Well, I remember seeing last year the GWS Adelaide Crows game at the Giant Stadium. That was nearly 40 degrees. So you know, like. So I'm speaking out on behalf of the league as well, but you know that's my rant done about that. Let's talk about the game. So,
Yes.
so obviously, yes. I thought it was a very good hit out from the Catters. Great to get the win over Fremantle. We finally break that drought over the Dockers at GMHBA because they had the better of us on the last couple of occasions. Our pressure was on point just from the get-go, and I thought it was great to see. I think this should be the standard we should set throughout the year. You know, Bailey Smith was just on fire straight away. This is why we got him. He's just worth every single penny. Like that set up to grind Myers, I thought, we're on here. We are absolutely on here. You know, there were times Freo had like the time and space, but so much pressure. They were just crumbling. You know, the pressure from Atkins, from Bowes, Stengel, Mitch Nevitt as well. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. His defensive game was spot on with the 11 tackles, and he's going to be a great player for us this year. I think he's going to have a breakout season like what Ollie Dempsey had last year. You know, that second quarter was just a training drill pretty much. Got out to 60 points at halftime. That third quarter, yeah, look, I was a bit concerned, like a lot of other people. I'm sure Lucas, if he gets on this show, he's gonna he's gonna rant about it. But you know, this stuff happens. We just got to address it. Like, you know, you have, you know, killed by the medium and small forwards like Murphy Reed on his debut, kicking 4 goals. Like, yeah, Oshie Mullen didn't have a. He's had a mare, but you know, thank God we went back to business in the fourth. Tom Atkins stood up with a leadership goal. I thought that was brilliant. Just reminded me of like a Joel Selwood moment. Stands up there. All right, boys, I'll put yours on the back. We're going to go win this game. He simply did that. Shannon Neal was brilliant as well. You know, he wasn't marking the ball early, but you know, when the marks were happening, I was like, oh yes, you know, he kicks a goal. Like it was like Tom Hawkins in the 2011 grand final. It was just like shades of that.
Yeah.
And but Bailey Smith, just a boss. That his goal was just a cherry on the cake as well. So, but yeah, good hit out. It was a roller coaster of emotions, Ben. But yeah, great to start the season 1-0. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned Shannon Neal, the Tom Hawkins comparison. It did remind me of that. As I had the same thought in that fourth quarter that he's absolutely taking control. It's great, and you could see it would have been off camera, but there were times where he kicked it to a teammate and he was really happy with himself. He marked it, and then he's just high fiving everyone with a bit of pop in the high five, and he's just like, oh yeah, come on, like he's loving it.
He's
He was
taking the
absolutely
lead as well, which I was, you know,
Oh.
we were all critical about, especially in that prelim last year. Like, look, he was on Harris Andrews, an All-Australian defender, but sitting behind the ball. If this is what I wanted Shannon Neal to do, he just has to take the lead as a key forward, and he simply did that as well. And he's just gonna get better and better. Like, you know, let's back this guy in. He's going to be a great player for a long time.
Yep. And I think Jezza would probably thank him a little bit today. He took a bit of attention away. He was dominant inside that forward 50. He was Shannon Neal was. I think the Freo Dockers players were very, very concerned about Shannon Neal and the presence that he seemed to have and the space he was commanding. And Jezza was lucky enough to sort of benefit from that. Look, Jezza played really well in the fourth quarter as well, but I feel like it started with Shannon Neal, and he started to clunk him. He was making a contest all throughout. And I was like, oh, he's so close. But they bring it to Grant and the Crummers and all that. We're doing really well. Yeah, he was great. I think it was one of his better games for the club, Shannon Neal. Others might not agree with that. I probably won't have. I won't have him in the votes, but he wouldn't be far off it. But it's nice to hear and a bit of love for him, and I'm looking forward to watching the replay again and just sort of seeing, keeping an eye on how he went today. What do you think of? This is a silly one. It's not a serious question, but are you okay with Brad Close not wearing sleeves?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. He should not be sleeveless again. That's why I think he was a bit quiet. He has to wear the long sleeves, Ben. Like, you know. Oh, it's just, I can't. Nah. He's the long sleeve assassin, Ben, you know.
Oh, yeah, and he's not going back to South Australia, which we're all happy about at Geelong, and I'm sure as much as you'd like to see him every week. You're probably happy that he's staying.
Maybe not. No, he's staying at the Cats, but I got his badge somewhere. So
he's staying. Shannon Neal's close. We're told. Our sources, Twitter.
I thought he signed a new contract.
He may have. Okay, well, I'm a bit late on that. I thought he was very close to signing.
Ollie Henry, I'm getting mixed up. I know Ollie Henry signed a new deal. But man, we got to sign Sam De Koning on, because like I thought he was quite good in the ruck today as well. Look, the numbers may not show it, but I thought he was absolutely serviceable, and at times he was playing as that extra midfielder as well. Kicked the goal late too. That's just going to get his confidence up as well. You know, we got plans for Sam De Koning as a Geelong player. So St Kilda, Carlton, piss off.
I was going to say, Tom De Koning would be sitting back watching this and thinking, oh, geez, if Geelong had a decent ruckman, geez, I reckon I could probably play a role there. Cats might have won by 100 if we had an established, credentialed ruck in the side today. And as I said, Shannon Neal took a step forward. Shannon Neal. Sam De Koning took a step forward today, definitely. Got beaten in that third quarter quite badly, but overall was pretty good. But yeah, Tom De Koning. Imagine if we had Tom De Koning right now and we're able to sort of swing Sam De Koning back and forward and relieve in the ruck from time to time. Can you just imagine that?
He's having second thoughts surely after that disaster class on Thursday night. You know, and like Ben, I was watching the Blue Abroad show as well. It was I was having a bit of a laugh too. So yeah.
Goodness me, it was funny, we're having a laugh. Everybody has a laugh at the Blues, and just as like everyone will have a laugh at Geelong. If we had done the unthinkable and coughed up a 10-goal lead today to Freo, which was on the cards at one point, I have to say, but thankfully we steadied the ship. Not only did we steady the ship, we absolutely went power drive in that last quarter and kicked 10 goals. 10 goals, 3. I'm yet to sort of figure out who actually missed those shots on goal, but. Not many did. Maybe there was a couple of rush binds. It was the one that Bailey Smith had a shot and it was sailing through. Was it Ollie Henry?
Oh, and Henry ruined it.
Henry, what are you doing?
What are you doing, brother? What are you doing? This is his moment. Like, you know.
Get out of the way.
Oh.
Why?
I was screaming, Ben. Like, you know.
What the...
no.
Yeah, you didn't.
There was an F-bomb there, Ben. Yeah, there was.
You got to sense the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
you know what it reminded me of? It was like back in 2021 when Sam De Koning, he tried. This is a bad comparison. With Sam De Koning's debut, he was trying to go for a goal and Luke Dowhouse snatches it and kicks a goal because you know he was on the line, you know, and I thought, fuck, here we go. He's in for another week.
Yep.
No, it's a bad comparison because I love Ollie Henry as well, and he was quite good too. Like, you know, it doesn't get much of the ball, but kicked the 3 goals as well. He did his job as well. But that one he should have just let it through. Bazza could have got 2.
He spent a bit of time in the midfield as well, which is interesting. Not a heap, Ollie Henry, but there were times where Bailey Smith and Danger were having a rest up forward, and I was like, you got Ollie Henry starting. I think he was on a wing, maybe.
Oh, was he?
I think he was at least for one bounce. I tell you what, mate. I know you weren't at the game. You were probably in the aircon conditions, just sipping cocktails or with your feet up. But I was out there in the blazing hot sun, and every quarter went for about 35 minutes. It was incredible. It's like, can we? It's too long. It's too long. Oh, I'm a wuss. I should harden up.
It's what I'm saying, Ben. Like, you know, around this time of the year. You shouldn't. It's a recipe for disaster. You shouldn't have this game like this time. And you know, if you put it a couple hours later, I think it would have been all right. But you know, anyway,
they would have sold a few beers.
It's hot here in Adelaide as well. It's 39 degrees here, but thankfully a cool change tomorrow. It's going to be like 27.
Nice. Hopefully it hits Victoria not too long after that. That'll be good. I'm sick of the hot weather. It's time for footy season. We want our 18-degree day. 18 degrees
cricket.
Footy season. Normally we play Freo and it's raining. It's pouring cats and dogs when Freo comes to Geelong and it's freezing cold. Goodness me. Thankfully we didn't lose 3 in a row to them. We've still got GWS to worry about later in the year. That is going to be one where Cats fans, if you're watching this one and you're thinking about going to the GWS game, make sure you get there and you make sure you tell them all about it. We cannot have GWS betting us for the 5th time in a row, I think it would be.
No,
can't have that. Can't have that.
We cannot lose to St Kilda at Marvel next week. It's another streak duck we have to break as well. Like, you know, but yeah, it'll be a big test for that. We'll see how the Saints go. They're playing against the Crows here at the Adelaide Oval as well. So I'm not going to that game, unfortunately. I'm going to a bloody Fringe show, which I don't want to go, but Um,
A what
but
show?
yeah,
A fridge.
Adelaide Fringe.
Best. um, get yourself the LG 700 litre.
Yeah. No,
French door.
we'll see how they go. But I think the Crows should win that one easily. I can't see the Saints going anywhere. You know, Ross Lyon, you're going backwards. I know this is a Geelong show, but you know, any Saints fans listening, I'm sorry. Like, what are you doing, man?
Wow. I'm not doing very well on my footy tips, but I will maintain that Adelaide's going to win this game. This is an absolute certainty. Adelaide beats St Kilda.
Yeah.
13 out of the last 15. You can't ignore that stat.
Surely, yeah.
I don't care. It's an Adelaide home game as well. You can't ignore that. You pick Adelaide and you just...
Oh, the Crows lose this
forget.
one. Oh, Matthew Nick, the call for Matthew Nick's head. I'm telling you, it's gonna go crazy. Like, but no, I think the Crows should win this one. Should win this one comfortably, I reckon.
I'll tell you one coach that I didn't think would see out halfway through the year. Adam Uze. Was I wrong?
Yeah.
All the talk through the week. He's got no aura. He's got no aura.
Yeah.
There's no Michael Voss.
Look at it now. Like,
he's like chest puffed out. Boys had a win. Sorry, it's the Carlton pile-on show today, isn't it? We should have an episode where we just pile on to Carlton just for 90 minutes. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, when do we have Carlton? That's coming up in about.
Oh. Yeah, those live shows always pop when we play Carlton.
It's coming up. I think it's early on in the season as well. So
yeah. Now Pommy's usually good enough to come on when we play Carlton, even though he's got a full book most of the time. He's always in demand, but he's usually pretty good to the Hoops crew, and he'll come on the show. Hopefully we'll get him on this year. He's blowing up. He's blowing up YouTube at the moment, so he's going to be in demand. But anyway, hopefully we'll be there one day as well. But still a long way to go. Got to get the 2,000 subscribers, mate. I don't know if you're watching at the moment and you're not a subscriber. What are you doing? Seriously, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart. You're breaking Kiri's heart as well because he loves us. But get on board. Now, St Kilda next week. That's fine. But I don't know who are your best three tonight, and I want to sort of pick you. I'll get your best three, but then I want to go back to sort of picking your brain a little bit about next week as well.
Sure. So yeah, I got the 3 votes to Bailey Smith, 2 votes to Sam De Koning, and 1 vote. I said Max Holmes, but I'm really tossing it up because, you know, like what the other guests have said, I like Jeremy Cameron's performance. I didn't have him on there because I thought his goals were at junk time as well, the 3 goals there. But Mitch Nevitt I really liked. Zach Guthrie, I thought he was outstanding. He was really good in that intercept defending sort of role when Tom Stewart was in the midfield. And Jack Henry as well. So it was a toss-up between those blokes, but I think I'm going to have to pick Max Holmes at the 1 vote. Yeah, I thought he was really good as well, and I think he's going to run it back and win the Cargie Greaves medalist again, and he's going to get in the All-Australian team. He's going to do it.
Yeah, I feel like All Australian team. We judge the best players harshly, don't we? But I think we all expect Max Holmes to level up again in 2025, and All Australian would be the expectation. The hope, and it's a big stretch, but the hope is that he's on the podium in the Brownlow. But that is a lot of things have to go right. Geelong has to probably win 18, 19 games.
And that's the problem because we got really good players as well. They're going to split the votes. Jezza might have a really good game. You know, Bailey Smith now on the team as well. Dangerfield might put an all vintage performance. Yeah, it's a really stacked team. Like you know, we've seen that over the years as well with Geelong polling. But you know, but Max Holmes, he's an all generational talent. Like, you know, we're so lucky to have him. And I said on the show to you, Ben, last year as well, you know, when we were trying to get Max Holmes the new contract, get this done. Collingwood could piss off. You could take Bailey Smith. Oh, wait, we got Bailey Smith as well. What? What's happening now? Max Holmes, Bailey Smith? Let's go, man.
Who are we going to pluck from Freo? Just if there's any Freo fans watching at the moment, who can we pluck from Freo? I reckon.
Oh.
Can we? You can have Jordan Clark.
I'll take Jordan Clark back in a heartbeat. Like, you know, and I've been hearing some of the fans booing at him. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't like that.
Oh, look, I know it's all for banter and stuff, but come on, man. You know, like it's not like who was that? Who was that guy that got traded to North Melbourne? We got Cam Mooney in the draft. Ken Kingsley.
Oh, didn't he go to Richmond? No.
Or Richmond. I don't know. I could be mixing players up. So
yeah.
Anyone in the chat, just clarify, or whoever's next is on. But you know, but I didn't like the booing. I didn't. You know, it's like
he wasn't getting a game, and yeah, it was fine. We were totally fine to let him go. There was no issues there. It's like you don't need to boo someone like that. I must say though, I did enjoy when Bailey Smith tackled him over the boundary line in front of me, and I said, "Oh, tell him all about it. Tell him all about it, Bailey." But no, Bailey's he's a strong man, Bailey. You don't realise because you think, oh, he's not that big, and then you see him just lay tackles and hit. He's goodness me. He's ferocious. That's probably the best word. He's just absolutely ferocious when he's near the ball.
Yeah.
The missing piece.
It's you know, wearing the headband as well. The league, it's all over, bro. Like, you know.
Has he got a navy blue headband for when we go the blue shorts? Maybe he's got to pull the navy blue one out.
Yeah.
Do you know what he needs? He needs a hoop screw. He needs a hoop screw. He needs a headband.
Yeah, you guys should make one. We'll rock up to the game, you know.
We'll make one and we'll send it to him in the post. I don't know if the club it'll get to him, but we'll have to get one made up for him. And I'm actually getting the Shannon pizza. They've got the generic sort of pizza boxes with the Italian stereotypical Italian bloke, whatever. But I think they're getting one up. We're gonna chuck it in the background, probably. The cat's pillow. That should be my comfort toy. If I ever do a watch along, I'll just hold the cat's pillow and I'll just hug it, especially if it's close, it's tight.
Yeah.
We can't handle it, but I don't know. We'll have to do. I definitely want to do the watch alongs, and I definitely want to. I'd love to be able to do. There's a couple of things I'd love to do. Watch along, three things. Watch along, pre-game live. I don't know if there's any interest in the chat. Let us know in the chat if you got any interest in
I'll be there.
Pre-game live. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that before the Saints game. Maybe even just like a half an hour sort of pre-game live show.
Yeah.
We just get the fans up and about. You know, you and me can host that one. We'll get the fans up and about. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Cats fans.
And you know, even when the gather round comes up as well, I know Lucas, he was interviewing all the fans walking around the ground, roaming Kiri and Lucas. At the Adelaide Oval.
Definitely. I don't know what aisle you were in, but you had all the fans getting around you that time. There's a couple of every now and then I have a look at the stats on YouTube, and a couple of those videos that Lucas posted. Those three boys that were just, and I don't know how many beers they'd had, but that one gets a good run every now. Hello, if you're watching, guys. I don't know your names. Lucas didn't get any names, but we'll have to do that. I'll have to send you some stickers in the post, mate, and you can hand them out at the gather round.
100%, absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely spread the love, and obviously, you probably know, but I am going to be making the trip for the Easter Monday game, and
let's do it.
No, really looking forward to that as well. So, but yeah, we'll be across the border and cheering the Catters, and hopefully we beat the filth as well. That's going to be great.
And then celebrate with a massive Easter egg or Easter bunny, one of those huge ones. Just eat that on the train or whatever.
I'll probably be eating it on the Uber back to the airport because I'm flying out on the same night. So post game live at the Melbourne Tullamarine. We'll see. Yeah,
definitely. Terminal whatever and Terminal 4 and wherever it is. Gate number 43. Get around with the camera. We'll get a special microphone with a little what are the little microphone flags? I don't know what they are. We'll get one of that. We'll get a hoop screw microphone flag sorted for you, and you just walk around and interview these weary passengers. That'll be great. Just like we did on the train. We definitely have to get roaming Kiri on the trains again. That was fun. We definitely have to do that again. Definitely. So we'll sort that one out for sure. For sure. Now, Lucas, if you are, he's waiting in the green room. Our good friend Lucas, another South Australian man himself. he has assured me that he's going to wear a shirt every time he comes on Postgame Live this year. We might make an exception for him if we win the grand final against possibly Hawthorn. It's looking like Hawthorn are the real deal. I didn't believe it. I actually tipped Essendon the other day. Can you believe that? I tipped Essendon to beat. Can you believe
what's with the hype with the Bombers, Ben? Seriously, Ben.
They've beaten them 6 times out of 7, so I thought I'm going to trust the stats. I trust the stats regardless, and I'll play the long game, and I'll look stupid sometimes. I'll look like a genius sometimes, and other times I'll look like an idiot. So right now, I look like an idiot. So if I get,
it's aging like milk. With this one, bloody hell!
I know.
No, I'm telling this Hawthorn dynasty. Look, they're going to be unbeaten, but all roads are going to lead to the MCG on Easter Monday. It's going to be a Geelong home game as well. So hopefully we fill the stands full of blue and white, full voices as well. And I'll tell you what I like for us to do if we win the game. Let's all. I hope the boys do a selfie.
Oh. I can't do it. Anyway, yeah. No, let's all do the. We don't have silly names at Geelong though. I know they've got their hock ball and whatever it is, but.
No, we got. Oh no, not Bazball.
No, we have got Baz now. Baz Linkerball.
We got Baz. We got Baz, but
Bazball. Maybe that's what'll catch on. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. What are we going to call it? What would we call it at Geelong if we were silly enough? But we just win premierships. That's what we do at Geelong. That's all we do. So, but yeah, they'll be coming for us. I'm sure. Easter Monday will be a huge game. It's potentially, if things go the way they're going at the moment, with both teams travelling quite well, you might want to secure yourself a ticket early on that one, because I feel like that could be a 90,000 kind of game, 90,000 people. Yeah. So I'd probably recommend getting in nice and early for that one if you can. If you're able to get there, make sure you take some Easter eggs with you and enjoy that one. We'll definitely catch up on Easter Monday, I'm sure, no matter where we're sitting. I know MCG is reasonably big, but we'll find a way.
It's huge. We'll try and make it work, Ben. 100%, man.
We'll probably find it. We might have to find a venue somewhere before the game, and maybe a good opportunity. If anyone is keen, let us know in the chat. But if you're keen on a pre-game meetup, that might be the way to go as well. So
100%.
We'll see how we go with that. I know. I think Paul might go. He usually sits in the MCC because he's a bit, he's not one of the people. Paul, he's kind of looks down on everyone. So we might see him, but he'll probably be in the VIP room wherever we go. So we may or may not see Paul. So we can hope. I'll just dangle that out there. Hopefully I know he is very popular, Paul. He's quickly becoming the face of the Hoops crew.
So he's rock star. Yeah.
He's the rock star. He's the rock star. We might have to. He does want me to change up his little graphic. I might have to come up with. Maybe I'll go with rock star for the next one. I don't know if you saw your one before.
I did. I love it. That's yeah.
Anyway,
I had to go with something Greek, Yeah.
I had to go. I was tossing it up a little bit. I don't know. I'll go with something else. I might mix them up week to week just to keep you on your toes a little bit. So, mate, Lucas is in the chat. He's ready to go. I don't know if he's going to be. How can you be angry after a 78-point win? But we'll find out. I guess. Thanks for coming on again. Go Cats, and we'll talk to you soon, mate.
See you.
Take care, buddy. All right. Lucas is ready to go. And I think if you're not familiar with Lucas, I'll give you the warning. He does come off a long run sometimes. Even when the Cats play well, he is wearing a shirt. I can see his footage down below in the green room. He does have a shirt on today. And but anyway, here he is. Let me just make sure I've got his graphic. Yep. All right. Welcome, Lucas. And he hasn't got the microphone. Hey, well done.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
Mate, 78-point win. I'm pretty good, I have to say. I'm a little bit sweaty. I came home, had a quick sip of water and a rest stop. But I probably need a shower, to be honest with you.
Before I get on to the Geelong game, Andrew Dillon, if I see you, I'm going to break your legs. What you've done to Adelaide Oval this past week is an absolute fucking disgrace. You've robbed us of any chance of having the Sheffield Shield final at Adelaide Oval, You've robbed me of my enjoyments. You've robbed thousands of people in South Australia of their enjoyment. So from the bottom of my heart, fuck you. And if I see you in a cricket net this week, mate, I'm going prime on your ass. You're going to leave in a stretcher, mate. But now that that's out the way, yeah, I hope Mullins never plays again. Like, goodness me, what was that on Reed? Like that was just shocking. Reed's on debut, and he got out and he just looked like a world beater against Mullins. All at sea. So that's another thing I want to get out of the way very quickly. Third quarter fade out, first game of the season, and we do that in the third quarter. You got to be kidding me. You want to do that against Hawthorn? Be my guest. Lose by 10 goals. Apart from that, there's really nothing to complain about. First quarter, second quarter, dominated. Fourth quarter, we dominated. It's just that third quarter fade out that I'm a bit sick of. I'm just sick of it. Happened too many times last year, and it's happened again in the first game. So, what can you do?
You can't be that upset, mate. You can't. I was grumpy, but I thought Cats are going to win this. Maybe we'll win it by a goal or two, it's not. We're going to leave Kardinia Park, and we're all going to be like, oh, yeah, well, we won it, but it's not great. But we turned it around in that fourth quarter, and there's about 23 heroes. Well, 22, because, sorry, Oshin, you maybe there's not a lot of love for Oshin out there tonight. Maybe there is in the chat. If you liked Oshin's game, let us know in the chat tonight. What did you think of Bailey Smith? Because it's all the talk this week is going to be about Bailey Smith, so we may as well hone in early on him. Let us know what you think about him.
I thought Bailey Smith was fantastic all 4 quarters. I thought he was our best player. Loved how he kicked a goal in his first game. I thought that was a little bit fantastic. He was very good contested. That's what he's here for, to bring the contested ball, and he did that very well today. So he'd get my 3 votes straight away. They wouldn't even debate that. Don't like it how players, the Fremantle defender targeted his headbands and pulled his headband out. So I hope that doesn't continue. That's not a trend. It should be a free kick because it is part of the hair. If you pull the hair, it's a free kick. So I wasn't quite sure why that wasn't a free kick at that time when the Fremantle defender pulled his headband out. But no, he was absolutely fantastic today, Bailey Smith. And it's the fresh of breath there we need in that contested disposal when Dangerfield's not playing in the midfield when he's up forward.
Made a huge difference, didn't it? It really, really made a huge difference today. I will see. There'll be times where Geelong doesn't look that great, and maybe things don't click, and and we just need to sort of figure out some things and try some different things. I was a bit concerned early when Tom Stewart went down and looked like he might have been concussed. Nearly got a handball receive as he was trying to come off the ground at one stage, which is not ideal. But yeah, thankfully he was well enough to come back on the ground, and I thought was probably one of our better players in the end. But then again, he pretty much always is, isn't he? Maybe not an all-Australian type performance today, but definitely probably for me, top 6 on ground for me.
Solid. I did worry with the injury because it was a neck injury, and when you get neck injuries, you're always going to be a bit cautious because it is a fragile part of the body. It didn't look much in it though, the contact, but he was head over the ball. There's idiots on the Fox feed saying he's trying to milk a free kick. It was just absolute garbage. I don't know what the hell they're on about. David King, but it didn't look much. But like I said, his head was over the ball and he got clipped. I don't know why that wasn't a free kick.
It was a free kick.
It was a free kick. It was a free kick to Freo, holding the ball, some rubbish. So that didn't make sense. The AFL keen on they want to protect heads and necks and all that. Well, they missed that mark. But no, Tom was solid after that. Didn't have a real bad game. He didn't put lights out stats, but he was just very solid. As you mentioned, probably top six. Solid game for T-shirt Tommy.
Yeah, T-shirt Tommy. Unlike you, who's occasionally shirtless. But yeah.
No, the shirt's on today. We're not getting out the shirt for that. So shirt will stay on this game.
Did you happen to spot your graphic before? You had your.
I didn't actually know. Occasionally, shit.
We're gonna try.
Okay.
We're going to try and mix this up every week if we can for most weeks. So, and you are a regular on the show. So if you're a debutante, you might not have a little. I'm not that quick on the buttons to whip up graphics on the go. But I reckon you've probably been about. You must be coming up to a milestone game shortly. Clearly, you've been maybe 25 games or something like that. So on post game live, but we'll do it. We'll have to do it.
I'm a late boomer. It came here late, and wasn't really here from day one. But I get on when I can and try to give my opinions, be fun. Sometimes I go over the line, but sometimes I need to go over the line to make a point, like with Andrew Dillon in the Adelaide Oval Fest. But I've said what I had to say with that. We don't need to go into that. And I'm going to be respectful. I'm not going to mention Laura Kane. She was part of that, but we're going to stay calm on that. We're going to be cautious with that. And we'll just blame Andrew Dillon for that one. But no, I try to give my opinions. I'll tell you what, the shirt might come off if we beat Hawthorn. They look very scary at this point in time. They look pretty unbeatable.
If we beat Hawthorn, I reckon the pants are coming off. Probably not on camera, but it's goodness me. If we beat the Hawks, especially when they're up and about, like you still enjoy smashing on the Hawks when they're down the bottom of the ladder. But goodness, when the Hawks are flying and we can just knock them back a little bit, isn't it good? Isn't it great? And look, it's so funny how all the Hawks fans are back. Welcome back, by the way. Welcome back to the AFL. It's been a while since you've decided to turn up to a game of footy. So welcome back to AFL. I know it's been a little while now, but hopefully you've enjoyed your start to the year. Hopefully you hang around and maybe you'll disappear after Easter Monday when we put a 70-point herd on you. And then just show you're still so far off it. You're still miles away. We're a little bit arrogant. I'm always a bit arrogant. I can't help it. Especially after a win. We haven't lost a game. We're not going to lose a game. Undefeated this year, mate. It's gonna keep rolling, I think, too. So I'm a superstitious man. I believe in don't change anything. Actually, the one thing we have to change. Sorry, I'll let you have your go. One thing we have to change. Put the sleeves back on, Brad. I don't care if it's 50 degrees. I don't care if you're in Calcutta on a cricket trip or something like that. Put the sleeves on, mate.
Yeah, he played like he's never been outside of long sleeves. He was terrible in that first half. It took him a long time to get going. It does feel. I'm a player. When I play district, I play in long sleeves. So that's because I'm superstitious. I have to play in long sleeves. But when I was bowling, I didn't obviously play in long sleeve. That would be ridiculous. But it does feel weird when you're transitioning from long sleeve to short sleeve. It does feel weird. I know you can laugh at that, but if you've got a superstition, it can get to you mentally, and it can feel a little bit weird. I remember a game when I was keeping in a district match, and I didn't have a long sleeve shirt. I actually forgot to put it in my bag. I guarantee you that never ever happened again. And I felt uncomfortable. I really felt weird. I wasn't dropping catches or anything like that. Otherwise I'd get the sack. But it just felt comfort wise, it felt very weird. So it can, in all seriousness, it can feel a little bit weird transitioning from long sleeve to sleeveless, especially if you're used to long sleeve. James Sicily, another one that's wears the long sleeves all the time. So it can feel weird in fairness to Closey, but his first half he had the thumbles, didn't he? Couldn't really pick up anything clean, but he improved. He as the game went on, he got better. But no, it's just go back to your long sleeves, mate, and I think you should be fine for the rest of the season.
He'd be fine. I tell you, it was magical. And he went missing at one point, but Brian Myers was incredible in that first half. He was everywhere. I thought he was going to be – I'm starting to think of him as a Brownlow favourite at one point. He kind of disappeared a little bit. Maybe – I don't know if he was getting treated or whatever, but he was off the ground for quite a while. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I just didn't notice him. And he was just – everything he touched turned to gold. He was fantastic. And then maybe Essa drifted a little bit in the second half.
Messi. He kicked. I call him Messi. That joke. I'll go with it. That first goal he kicked from the boundary. That was just absolutely magical. I did find one thing funny with Messi. When Reed was going for goal, he gave him the biggest sidestep.
Oh, what?
That was pretty humorous, actually.
Oh.
Little bit of a nutmeg there to Messi. Completely
No,
made him.
I could see that happening because he ran so close into it, and Grinds just absolutely hook, line, sinker fell for it. And then he just runs around. It's like, oh God, because you could tell his teammates didn't think he had the distance in him as well. So he's run right up to Grinds' chin level, basically, and then just runs away. And it's like, oh, well.
The biggest sidestep you ever see, sidestep of the year. But no, I think Messi or Myers, I think, kind of went missing a little bit in the third quarter. Came back in the fourth, but I don't think he was bad. I think again he was average. So keep that wonderful goal in the first quarter. So yeah, I think he was okay.
Yeah, definitely. Now, did you do your 3-2-1s yet? I can't remember if I asked you that.
I did. Yeah. So 3 votes Bailey Smith, without a doubt. This might surprise you with this one. 2 votes. I've got Atkins.
Wow.
I thought his first half on Sarong only had 10 disposals that first half. I thought his job on Sarong was fantastic. Because Fremantle, their midfield in that first half, they could not do a thing. And Atkins was his opponent, so I'm going to give Atkins credit for that. He kicked that clutch goal in the fourth quarter. So for his performance on Sarong in the first half and that goal, I'll give him 2 votes. 1 vote, I'm going to give Stengun. I thought he was fantastic. His accuracy was very good, very important. Special mention to DK. I thought he was pretty good. I think Luke Jackson's overrated. I don't rate him at all. And I think DK won that battle, kicked a goal. Had 20 odd touches. So I think he won that battle clear. It's a good step in the right direction for DK. Because historically he does struggle against those type of ruckman mobility, like the Tim Englishes, those kind of ruckman. So I was fearing a little bit, but he got the chocolates in the ruck. So a special mention to DK as well.
Yeah, no, he was good. He's definitely come a long way, and hopefully he'll just continue to make strides this year because he wasn't up to it last year, and I think the coaches knew it. But at the end of the day, Toby Conway may not work out, and then what have we got? We've got an aging Reece Stanley, or Mitch Edwards is there and has had a very good preseason. I was sort of hoping maybe Mitch Edwards may have been named as an emergency to sort of show him a bit of love, but Reece Stanley sort of got that gig. So I think I'm up and about on Mitch Edwards. I don't want us to forget about Toby Conway. I know it's a little bit hard when the poor bugger's laying in bed and does himself an injury in bed. Normally you don't want to do an injury coughing. It's some other kind of injury that you do while you're in bed. So, but maybe you did. Maybe you just lied to the club and said it was a coughing injury when he was doing some kind of acrobatics with with someone. I love you, Toby. Sorry. Yep.
I want to give it. I gave an honourable mention. I want to give a dishonourable mention. This is harsh because they weren't as bad as Mullins. I thought O'Sullivan really struggled. I thought Neil really frustrated me today. Shannon Neil. It might come, but he needs to learn to brace for contact when he's in a contested marking contest. Too many times Pearce got the better of him. There was one good moment in I think the fourth, where he pushed out Pearce. I want to see more of that. I really, really do. I think if he can do that, he can elevate his game even higher. So I think maybe Tom Hawkins can work with him, because I think Tom Hawkins, in the modern era, is probably one of the best contested markers in the game, especially one-on-one. And Pearce, he went off Neil a couple of times. He went on Cameron. So, they don't quite respect him yet. But, so I think grand final Harris, Andrews noticed that. And he double teamed Cameron, and Cameron couldn't get into that game at all that day. So I think you just need to be a little bit more stronger in the contest and earn some respect from your opponents, because I think at this point in time, they don't respect Shannon Neal at this point in time. I think they can probably say, you know what, our second best defender can take him, and that doesn't really help Cameron at all, you know. So I'd like Neal just to be a little bit more stronger in the contest and grab a mark. Took a fantastic mark outside the 50 on the wing. I think that was in the second quarter, but then just had butterfingers in the 450 where he took some really good, nice leaps, but he just couldn't head onto him. So I think that's what he needs to improve. It will come. Got to be patient. It will come, but you know, sooner is better than later. So just a little note for Shannon Neal for that.
Fair enough. So you're clearly not big on Shannon Neal. I hope you're big on Shannon Pizza, though, the new sponsor of Postgame Live. I haven't decided who I'm giving it to yet, but you might be in the top 3 because you have brought a lot of passion and energy to your comments tonight. I actually haven't gone through the live chat to sort of see if there's any interesting comments in there that might take it there. And if you don't know someone in Geelong, I should say this: if you come on the camera, or you can turn your camera off too if you want. You just want to talk, that's fine. You don't live in Victoria, that's fine as well. We'll make sure we get the pizza to someone that you want us to get it to, or all that kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you again, Shannon Pizza and Shannon Neal. You're gonna have to work harder if you're going to win Lucas's love. Clearly, you're not doing enough yet, Shannon. You got to clunk everything that comes your way. Don't drop a single mark, and six goals a game. Otherwise, off he comes on the long run. And you're a spinner too, aren't you? So do you come off a long run as a spin bowler, or?
Spin. I was a fast bowler back then.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
How dare you? How dare you?
Wow.
Oh, okay. That's upset me more than Andrew Dillon now. That is disgraceful, Ben. Can't believe you just said that.
Is there any? Can we get some footage of you to play on the show at the end of the show one time, of you just coming off the long run, just in real life, and just shattering all 3 stumps? Have you got one of those out there for us that we can?
I might not have one of those, but we can definitely upload some training montages. Don't worry about that. We've got that. I've got keeping drills. It was 6 years ago. I was a bowler, so I've put on more weight. But I've got a lot of training montages. Don't you worry about that. We can go gun ho on that. Don't worry about that, Ben. But anyways, thank you for having me. And to Andrew Dillon, I hope you have a wonderful day. Warning to the Adelaide Crows. If I find out you're involved with that Adelaide Oval nonsense, may God have mercy on your soul. I hope Geelong smash the shit out of your team when we play them in Gather Round. Dead meat. But thank you, Ben, for having me. Thank you.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure. I've got him on the big screen again. There he goes. I'm really working the buttons. I blame the producer, Colin, who's in the background, stuffing things around a little bit. Now, another favourite of the show, it's all the way from over in the States, who's, I think he's been covering a little bit of college basketball, and possibly I might have got that slightly wrong. I'm sure he'll correct me. But it's, you know him, you love him. It's Ethan. Here he is. Hello. Have you got your microphone on? I think.
Yeah. Got a new laptop recently. Not by choice. Last one died, but lived a good life. So yeah, I love the lower third. That's great. So I had a really interesting day, and admittedly have not watched all of the game that closely. I'm going to go back and do that here. But I am presently in a hotel near Sacramento because the state high school basketball championships are going on this weekend. And I can tell you that of the, 6-ish thousand people inside the Golden One Center, I was definitely the only one watching footy on my laptop. And, again, haven't watched everything super closely, but what I can tell you is Brian's first goal, absolute ripper. That was awesome. It
was good.
I don't know if we're going to have a better moment this season. First goal after, you have all the anticipation, all the nerves in your stomach. You get that before every game, but especially the first game. And for Brian to come in, Brian of all people, to come in and rip that was just awesome. And if I wasn't...
He did one in the prelim, basically the same shot, that floated through in the prelim, but I was thinking, goodness me, Brian. And no one did that. The Jesus sort of went, I thought, come on, give him some love.
But that was spectacular. I loved just the cheers for for Bailey Smith were awesome. it was just a great reminder of like, oh yeah, Bailey Smith's on our team. Gonna have to go back through to give more analysis to give votes, but just I had one of the most interesting experiences I've had watching game. Probably the first game I haven't watched alone, like either at home or in a hotel room, since maybe the start of the qualifying final against Collingwood in 22, where I was coming off of work. But this was all going on while this great basketball game went down. Actually, two great games. First was a girls' game. So game started at 7:20 local time tonight. The one time I'd like, can we please have, a 1 a.m. bounce here? And instead, nope, we get first game of the day, 7:20. Then, so I've got a really good game going on in the background. And then up next, there's a team from Los Angeles called Sierra Canyon that LeBron's son plays for.
Ronnie. Bryce. Does Bryce still play for him?
Bryce. Yep. And since LeBron's out injured, he comes into the arena. Everyone loses their minds. You have like everyone crowding around the tunnel to get a glimpse of him. He goes and sits down courtside. And I was really appreciative of jumping out to that 60-point lead because it's like, all right, now I can focus on this basketball game where big bad Sierra Canyon got pushed to the brink by a public school, Lincoln, who played a terrific game. And then, around the third quarter of that comes the third quarter of our game where we let Frio get on top for a bit, and I got super nervous. When it got down to like 21, 22, that was when I really got concerned, and then I really appreciated Atkins and Neal saying, that's it, go back to watching basketball, come back to watch the end of this later, because they put things away. And then I guess we really fattened up on percentage down the stretch, which is awesome because that's not easy to do against the Justin Longmire team. He'll catch a lot of flack for some of his, the style they play, but to get into the 140s against them, I mean, the Dogs did that once last year because, look, when the Dogs are firing, they're great. And it was like one of Bontempelli's finest games of his career, honestly. So that's super rare. And to do that with the way our schedule starts off, Saints at Marvel have been a problem for years. Lions, we know what we got to deal with there. Don't take the Crows at Adelaide lightly. Don't take, obviously, we've talked about the Hawks enough and talk about them some other time. If we can just survive these first few weeks, hang in there, we'll be in really good shape. And to not only win, but fatten up on percentage like that, I had a decent feeling going into this game, especially knowing that they were down Darcy and Bolton, and maybe most importantly, Hayden Young, who I think really completes that midfield. He does. He's one of my favorite players. But to not only win, but to win in the end comfortably, if you had just told me we were up 21 after 3 quarters, I would have been happy. Now, I was a lot less happy because, again, we had been up 60, but
they kicked 7 of 8 goals, I think, didn't they? They would have kicked 7 of the last 8 goals. Just that late goal, it always seems to happen. We let a team get a goal in the last 30 seconds of a quarter, and it happened again, and then the siren went, and okay. But yeah, no, they were great in that third quarter, and somehow, I don't know, the first maybe, I want to say about 7 or 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, it was just an arm wrestle, pretty much. And then all of a sudden, Geelong just went crazy. I don't know what happened. It was just Freo just gave up. They had nothing left after about 7 or 8 minutes into that fourth quarter, and it was just party time at Geelong. We were just celebrating. We'd already forgotten about the third quarter. That's how quick it went away.
I just wish it was a better crowd.
Yeah, too hot. It was too hot. I don't know
what. There's a billion other events going on this weekend, I know, but it would have been nice. And just like the way this season kind of maps out, like post-bye especially, we have a chance to really get on some lower teams, but we're going to be met with some challenges before that. So taking one of these right now, just it gives you that margin for error. Which, because look, we all want to be 23-0 and then blow teams out in all 3 finals. But there are going to be bumps along the road. It's a pretty even competition this year. You could make a case for 14 or so clubs to play finals. So it's going to be a challenge, and there are going to be some games at some point that sneak up on us and frustrate us. So to go out and get one like this and to get it against a team that's given us a lot of trouble on our ground, that's a really good thing. And I'm going to go back and nitpick over the details in a bit here, but I will let myself be happy just knowing that I can look at the ladder and see us right up towards the top and know that we beat an opponent that's typically a thorn in our side. I mean, think back to the game last year in Perth. I mean, we really had to scratch and claw that one out.
Oh, we did. Look, I'm a bit nervous going into next week, even though after a big win today, I get nervous playing St Kilda, especially at that venue, Marvel Stadium.
It's like the only team we struggle with there.
Yeah, I don't know why. They just seem to like playing us there for some reason, and I hope Adelaide destroy them over in South Australia this weekend. Hopefully that happens.
Hey, I saw there might be some wet weather in the forecast, which that happened when they played there last year, and it was just an awful game. I remember watching it. It was the night before my friend's wedding, and I'm sitting in my hotel room watching that, and it's like, what am I doing here? And then I know the Saints are pretty shorthanded right now, but they're always pesky.
Yeah, and they've got as you said, they've got a great record against us. They're reasonable at Marvel, but when they play us at Marvel, they seem to get us every time. They knocked us out of the finals a couple of years ago after winning the premiership in 22. They beat us late in the season.
That was our last loss in 22. That was the game where I wrote us off and said, all right, what's the best we can do? Maybe win a final. And then we just never lost again. But
yeah,
they're tricky, although I think they're also tricky in the, I think facing them the first time on the road is better. Knowing the way they like to adjust before the second meeting and criticize Ross Ball because it can be a tough watch, but he really meticulously picks apart opponents. So he's going to know everything that we're up to. So I think getting them early is good because they'll have less to go off. And getting them that latter time at home, I think, is better because then, they'll try to adjust, but then they have to come play us at our place, which is an adjustment in itself. So I think that's favorable. But going to be a good challenge next few weeks. So when we don't have another true home game for another 4 or 5 rounds.
Something like, was it round 4? I could be wrong.
No, round 4 is gather round, I believe.
Oh, so maybe after gather round.
And then we have Easter Monday. So we're not back actually in. Oh no, never mind. Sorry. Round 5 is gather round. Round 4 we have that Friday against the D's. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Then we're not back at home again until round 9. So only 3 of our first 9 actually at the Cattery.
It's been a while since we've spoken, but late last year you were suggesting that you had some plans to travel to Australia this season. Is that still on the cards? And just letting you know, I'm about to wrap the show up. So make it reasonably quick. But are you still coming out? And roughly when are you? If you are, when are you coming? And when are we doing post game live with you in studio?
It will depend. I'm waiting on what the fixtures for round 16 to 23 are going to look like. It's going to be somewhere in that mix.
Okay.
So
yep,
somewhere around July. So I'm sure it'll rain the entire time, but hopefully be in for 2 to 3 rounds. So around round 9-ish, sometime in May, we will find out the details, and then I'll get right on, booking flights because, the trans-Pacific flights are pretty pricey, but there are a lot of flights out of San Francisco, and maybe I'll get to stop in Fiji on the way if all goes according to plan.
That'd be nice. And you want to get to a game, I'm assuming, at the MCG.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to go to the MCG, but probably even bigger than that is GMHBA, the real G.
Just a matter of, what are the Thursday and Friday night games that I can hit and hopefully get to the Adelaide Oval and Optus. I think one of two things will happen. Either get to Adelaide for Showdown or be at the G for Carlton Collingwood. So see, one of the biggest rivalries, in addition to probably 2 Cats home games and maybe one on the road, depending on exactly which week. So I will keep you posted. Again, we'll learn more about that about 2 months from now.
Beautiful. Well, let us know, because we definitely want to organise a catch-up. I know Kiri is catching up with us at the Hawthorn game in a few weeks.
Awesome.
And we did catch up with Ripper and Fipper, who've got a YouTube channel as well. Make sure you check those out. I'm not sure if the guys are on the live stream at the moment, but check those guys out. They do that sort of fan interview stuff at the game. So this is kind of like fan cams.
Awesome.
In studio, but they walk around with the microphone and sort of put the footage together. It's not live, so they sort of package it up and put it out a few days later. But it's really good stuff. It's high quality stuff. So they're lots of fun, and they're usually hanging out in the Selwood stand. If you want to say hi to them one time,
certainly. Jake's
pretty tall. You can't miss him. So check him out, mate. I'm going to wrap the show up. I really appreciate you coming on. I know you had lots of other commitments on tonight. So sorry to sort of rush you a little bit, but
oh no, it's great. Back to normal next week, and I'll tweet some more analysis about this and have shameless plug. I'll have analysis on our round recap when that rolls around. We go through 9 games, but it's definitely more Cats focused, and because my brother's an Eagles fan, it'll be a good bit Eagles focused as well.
Make sure, if you're not familiar with Americans Watching the Footy podcast, make sure you check that one out as well. We actually need to put that in the show notes as well permanently, so everyone can kind of find you, because you're everyone's favorite. You definitely are. You're not.
I appreciate it.
You didn't win didn't win fan of the year last year. We had to give fan of the year to Bianca because she's an up and comer.
She's one of one.
Yeah, and she's dirtied up because we said her little brother might be coming for the crown. But yeah, you're definitely the people's champ. The people do love you, so and love hearing your voice and the way you think about the game. So much appreciated. But yeah, thanks again.
Thank you. Going to go back and crack open a couple of beers and watch this in full.
Beautiful. Love it. All right. Take care. See you soon.
Go Cats.
All right. That was a fun episode to start. Isn't it great doing post-game live when you have a win to start the year off? It's the best thing ever, isn't it? Thanks to everyone in the chat tonight. I do have to award the pizza. Now, I did suggest, I'm not going to do this every week, but I am going to award it to someone who came on camera today. And I thought they were pretty contained, actually, but I thought that was a good thing because it requires a lot of this person to sort of contain themselves a little bit. But I'm going to have to give it to Lucas. And yes, he is in South Australia, but we're going to find a way to get it to him, or we're going to find a way to get him to a Geelong game soon, and we'll save that for him for when he gets here. But Lucas is the winner of the Shannon Pizza, large pizza for post-game live. I'll get to... I will prioritize some people in the comments for next time, but I've got to give it to Lucas. I thought he brought a lot of value this time, and he kept his shirt on, which is always a plus as well. Wait till grand final day though, that may change. Thank you again, everyone. Thanks to the network sponsor in Cyril Cook Florist. Make sure you check them out as well. There's the little graphic for Cyril Cook. Much appreciate their support all through 2025 men's and women's competitions, and last year as well into the women's as well. So appreciate all their love. If you're out in Geelong West Way, especially after a Cats win, sure. Well, I want you to actually line up 20 people deep outside Shannon Pizza. Let them know that they did the right thing by sponsoring the Hoops crew. I want you to be 20 people deep. Yeah, I know you can go to Uber Eats these days, but send a message with your feet, people. Send a message with your feet and order yourself a pizza. Definitely is the way to go. I've enjoyed being back for Post-Game Live. But, as I said, Paul was on a bit earlier. You've got to check out Paul on Sunday, every Sunday night at 8:30. He's got a live show called the Post-Game Live Show, the Paul James Show. He did insist that we name it after him. He was very strong on that. He insisted. I just said, nah, people will think that's a bit up yourself. But no, he said, no, we've got to call it the Paul James Show. No, I'm telling a joke. But yes, check that one out. Paul will review the game in full. He'll also have a bit of a look at, I just nearly killed the computer. He'll look at all the games across the round as well. He may even have enough of the week for us as well. If Lucas has his way, it'd probably be Andrew Dillon. I'm sure there's a few contenders. The Carlton Football Club is probably clubhouse leader at the moment, but it's a long round of footy, so we will see. We will see who comes out on top at the end. All right. Now, I said this last time. If AI is not your go, if AI is not your go, I'm going to turn off the sponsor. There you go. You might want to turn off. That's fine. But we're going to play a little outro. We're going to play a little outro video. If I can just find it somewhere. Where is it? Where's my little videos? Here we go. I'm out. I'm done. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Go Cats. 78 points. Top of the ladder, pretty much. Can't go wrong. We'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.
It's time for the show. Dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs. Representing G-Town while talking the smack. Clashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuffs. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Balls on fire, brings a mic to life. Don't fuck with P-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. In the studio, Jake's bringing the noise. With Johnny and Sambo, the chaps, chat boys, they're electric and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Betty and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Brad with the sleeves, Max Holmes and Jack Bose. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle, and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the T-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking insane, taking over the throne. Oh, they fuck shit